In this week's anime episode of Boruto, we finally get to learn the mysterious origins of Mitsuki. We get to see him battle against a super-powered rogue ninja, and he taps into an inner power he never knew he even had. First, let's get the score out of the way. This was a 5 out of 5 episode of Boruto right here. An episode that was very anticipated by the fan base, and honestly I can understand, because this is an episode which was based on a one-shot manga by Masashi Kishimoto himself, the creator of the Naruto series. And it was a chapter which was all about the backstory of Mitsuki, and it also gave us a nice little tease to some of the crazy powers that he is going to have in the future of the series. So, spoiler warning, let's jump right in. Mitsuki using Sage Mode. This was awesome. I absolutely adore the look of Mitsuki in his Sage Mode. I'd go as far as to say it might be my favorite transformation from the entire series. I mean, it's unlike any other Sage Mode that we've actually seen in the series. It's more akin to what Naruto uses in the final half of the series. But what's really cool is that when he does tap into this form, like, he has this like greenish cyan colored aura which goes over his entire body. A horn grows out of his head. He's got these piercing eyes, and a lot of his aura actually sort of moves on its own, and they look like actual snakes which are writhing and moving around, and it just looks so incredible. And it's great because even in this form, he doesn't even like do anything in this episode. He stands around, he looks cool, he steals a scroll, and he just gets out of there real quick. But man, it is a great tease, and it shows us how real powerful Mitsuki is to be able to master a form like that at this age. But at its core, this entire episode was about Mitsuki, where he was today, and why he is the way he is. And what I think is most intriguing about it is that he was all sort of primed and prepped by Suigetsu and Orochimaru. They were trying to basically create the next perfect ninja, but they also wanted to create a ninja with free will, and they had to go through multiple experiments in order for this to happen. So it is officially confirmed that Mitsuki is a cloned ninja of sorts in this episode. He's an artificially created human by Orochimaru. In fact, according to Orochimaru, this is actually the 6th attempt at actually creating someone like Mitsuki. However, Orochimaru is actually tricking him throughout this entire episode in an effort to truly bring out his true personality and to make him an actual person and not some sort of like weird systematically created robot. It's an interesting experiment, to say the least, and basically it's so that Orochimaru can allow the bird to leave the nest and sort of take notes from the shadows. It's very freaking intriguing. I really do love that. That and the fact that they introduce a really cool new character in this episode who goes by the name of Log, who is this rogue ninja who has the ability to steal people's memories. Can he actually do this? Not really. He's actually just another associate of Orochimaru, and he happens to be another person who is cloned just like Mitsuki. In fact, he looks just like him, except that he has a scar across his face. But most of the episode, he's wearing this just amazingly awesome-looking ninja armor. And Orochimaru tells Mitsuki at the beginning of the episode that if you want to get your memories back, you're going to have to find this guy, defeat him, grab some sort of secret scroll, and then everything's going to be A-okay. So Orochimaru and Mitsuki go to this amazingly cool hideout in the middle of this like massive cave. There's this huge stone pillar which has like a huge castle at the top of it. And when they arrive, they're suddenly confronted by Log, this ninja who just looks so freaking cool. And then him and Orochimaru have this sword fight, which, guys, just take my word for it, it looks awesome. It's just as good as some of the other awesome choreographed fights that we've seen from this series. And it was definitely one of the action highlights of the episode, if not the action highlight. And the fact that Orochimaru is technically holding back and this is all a fake battle and they still went that hard at one another, man, that was just so freaking awesome. There's something so satisfying about watching these guys just clash and jump over each other with sparks flying all over the place. It's just great, and I especially love that it almost seems like Log actually defeats Orochimaru by covering him in this like weird giant amorphous black stuff, but Orochimaru actually ends up trapping him by putting this snake inside of his armor, which poisons him and completely paralyzes him. Orochimaru goes inside to grab the scroll while Mitsuki watches, and this is where a lot of the development comes from, as this is all a part of Orochimaru's plan. Log basically tells Mitsuki that He was created by Orochimaru as well, and if they actually team up together, they can seemingly stop him, or maybe even Mitsuki himself can actually manage to defeat both of them. And basically, he has like these three options. He can decide to blindly go along with Orochimaru, he can decide to betray Orochimaru altogether, but ultimately Mitsuki ends up choosing something else, choosing something specifically for himself, his very own path, and that's when he transforms into his Sage mode. He crushes Log's mask, steals the scroll immediately, and then just jumps away. And then we get this whole like little metaphor about the fact that why his name is Mitsuki, because he is not going to be the light that illuminates the shadows. He's going to be the light of the moon, which illuminates the world. And what goes along with the moon? The sun. Who's the sun of the series? Freaking Boruto. Put them together and you got an awesome pair. And this is when Mitsuki decides that he is going to be, along with Boruto and Sarada, a brand new ninja in a brand new world, and he's going to do things the way that he wants to do. They even go as far as to showing that the scroll he opens up actually does have like a little dossier on Boruto and everything, so he learns a little bit about him right there. It's a really fantastic moment, and man, it was satisfying. I truly loved it. I don't know if I want to say like this is the true origin of the character, as I'm not really sure where this takes place in the timeline. I'm guessing it takes place before Mitsuki meets him, but it might take place sometime after, where he goes back to Orochimaru and does some sort of like weird training or some experimentation on himself. But it's interesting to see a version of Mitsuki who is a little more vulnerable and a little bit of unsure of who he is and what his place is in the world. It makes him a really great character, and by the end of it all, you can really tell that he's starting to become a lot more fleshed out and enjoying his adventures with Boruto and Sarada. Really, this is an episode I simply can't do justice. I'm just jabbing at this point. So, what's the rundown on this episode of Boruto? This was a solid episode and a great adaptation of a manga chapter. And, you know, I honestly thought that they were going to try to split this one up into, like, 2 episodes and try to give us, like, a little mini arc with that. And I'm kind of glad that they didn't, because what we ended up getting here was a super solid addition to the series, which has some of the coolest imagery that I've seen from it. Like I said, Mitsuki in his Sage mode just looks so freaking awesome. Like, if he wasn't my favorite character in the series at this point before, he definitely is now. Not like in all of Naruto, but like in Boruto, of like the new characters who are introduced, Mitsuki's story is the one that I'm most interested to see, because he's a character who is still kind of a blank slate, who could be corrupted very easily. But I think as long as he stays with Boruto, everything is going to be fine. And I really hope we don't go down the whole dark path of one of them becoming evil and the other one becoming good and they battle one another. I always want there to be this like camaraderie between the two characters and give us something that we never saw between Naruto and Sasuke. And while Naruto and Sasuke were teammates at the beginning of Naruto, there was that period where they became separated for so long and had such a bitter rivalry with one another, with Sasuke wanting to save him and Sasuke just wanting to, or Naruto wanting to save Sasuke and Sasuke just being evil and brooding and Batmanish. But this, I want to see more of this relationship build and see where it's going, and I want to see Mitsuki grow as a character, and I can't wait to see where he's going to factor into that story, which was teased at the beginning of Boruto with Kawaki destroying the village and doing all this other crazy stuff. Just, it builds so much hype for this character, and it was just another solid addition to this series, which honestly keeps impressing me with almost every single episode. In fact, I would say that the last 3 weeks of Boruto has been downright exceptional, and this was another great episode. It's a 5 out of 5. Check it out. It's action-packed. It's super solid. It builds upon a very mysterious character, and it still doesn't give us all the answers and just hypes us up even more. And come on, Mitsuki Sage Mode. That's what I'm talking about. 5 out of 5. Check it out, guys. I'd love to hear your thoughts about the episode. Tell me all of them in the comment section below, and what you're hoping to see from the rest of the Boruto anime series. Thank you guys for watching this review. Make sure to subscribe to the channel for more Boruto anime reviews. Please like the video and share it with your friends. I'll see you guys next time. And as always, stay down there, baby.